While some citizens decry the Whisper Sheets, particularly AlkenStar elites who resent and envy the ideological power they provide both temples over the people, they remain popular with the pragmatic AlkenStari. In the environment as chaotic as one lives amongst the mana waifs as a neighbor, any chance at security is obviously desirable. In addition, the Whisper Sheets also include news updates, discussion of technology and politics, and a pedagogical and materials on science and mathematics. What do you want? My sheet's wet. That storm that came through last couple days. Exciting episode of the All Guns No Glory podcast. We are playing Pathfinder's Outlaws of AlkenStar and attempting, as each book for the new Pathfinder core, the Pathfinder Player Core 2 just dropped, integrating these, changing up, meshing with the new system. That's right, complete character revamps coming up in the next couple weeks as these guys start wrapping their heads around it. I'd like to thank the patrons and players for putting up with sudden drops of cash to get these books for you so you can keep up with Paizo and all of its quest for the orc license to remove itself from the old ways, put it that way. Not going to lie, you may have noticed a lot more Jeffisms, as they're called, gaps in my knowledge, gaps in preparedness, a little bit more flying from the hip and a little less cutscene story time. And that comes with the increased workload of my new lifestyle at job and such. But I think a lot of people would just give this up, and I don't want to. We all have a lot of fun. I have 2 casts that are wonderful to me and to you, giving you free content. So when last we left our heroes, the guys had gone to the temple, but one of their member has been missing. I would like to zoom across, not on the side of the temple, remember that side exit, and then the guys came back out the front, but around the back of the temple in a training ground where our own dwarven, I want to say cyborg, but he's clockwork, our own Andreas Stoutbeard faces off against several, not clergy, but champions who are testing his mettle to see if he is worthy to join their order on top of his clerical responsibilities. Eric, welcome back to the show in 2nd season.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me back. Glad to be back.
So imagine Stoutbeard being ganged up by bully paladins, and they think this is fair, good hazing, you know. But as a rough and tough dwarf, and as some clock, these guys have clockwork surprises too, right? Like one guy's got the bent backwards psi legs, and one guy's just all natural, but with some Iron Man armor, mods type of thing, and some maybe another one's an acolyte. They're training you, and another one, and they're like, the champions will only take one this season, and they pit you against each other. Your opponent, a very wily Garundi woman, who actually left Cheliax and Hell's Vengeance pre-gen characters and decided to come here and try her luck at actually being a paladin, a good person. No, I don't think that character would do that. So guess what? You win by default. She goes back to being a Hell Knight. And they're like, do we have anybody else? Anyone? No? They're going through the sheets, they just very uncomfortably leave you alone in the courtyard as they're checking their notes. It's like no one else volunteered for this season's trial. Okay, congratulations, he's in. There you go. Let's talk about some of the changes on your character.
We just figured that maybe a bit more of a martial approach was called for. So looked at the champion dedication with that, was able to grab heavier armor, and then able to share some of that armor class across my compatriots using dedicated guardian or devoted guardian, pardon me. And then lastly, just increase the hit points. So if I'm going to be a tank, if they get through my armor class, I get a bit more life force to kind of soak up that or sponge up that damage.
Okay. Now you were jumping, like in the first season, you were dabbling between War Priest and cloistered, skills versus whatever. Taking on the champion as the archetype, right?
The archetype, yep.
Yeah. Are there any obvious big changes to the champion class or even through the archetype in the new player core that you've noticed? Anything huge?
No.
Okay. You were quick to mention, I can't remember if we did this on air, but you mentioned to us the modified healing and heals that the cleric get now.
Oh yeah, the cleric with the remaster, the cleric definitely got a boost on the healing department. So you used to get your, I think it was 1 plus your charisma bonus, and now you have 4 heals at your highest spell level, spell rank, as it were now.
Nice.
Yeah, so a little bit more, and then with that, I took the the healing hands feat. So we'll be healing D10 points of hit points back to everyone. So that should help as well.
Oh, okay. So let's get to it. With life being busy and getting in the way, I will say that your new champion brethren, your new order within the order, tell you hit the showers, and a messenger comes to the church from Phoebe Dunsmith, and the guys have been like, you have your own time off, but now that she's has a new mission, relaunched the gang out into the streets, just to have you back into the fold, keep them out of trouble, she's sent out messengers, street urchins and such, to several locations where she believes you might be haunting, including said church. So a missive changes hands several times and is finally brought to you personally, explaining the current mission that the audience, and I believe you are already aware of, where one of the church's own have I wouldn't say disavowed for looking into some more heretical side books that they keep locked in a library. And Phoebe gained an interview with someone for the guys to go talk to. And this message is dated like yesterday, and it says tomorrow at 9 they have an interview, and it's already like 10. So you realize like the guys have been here at the church and left and didn't think to ask for you, or you were just busy training or whatever. But if you head back to the Bullet and Barrel, or if you ask for the name of the clergy that she's written on this sheet, you could possibly find out from her, the interviewee, where your fellows have gone. Or you go back and train, and we'll start a brand new show, the Eric Show. Like the Eric of AlkenStar. I like the sound of that. One robotonic dwarf against the world. What do you think? No?
Yeah, no. Let's have Angus go back and talk to the clergy and see if we can reconnect on the way. If not, then like you say, we'll default to the Bullet and Barrel. But we'll see if we can connect first.
Yes. No, Speigler, I will never make you that solo game offer. You would be a menace on Galoria. Don't even ask. Look at his face. He's contemplating, going, I could do that. I could do the show of the Matt Speigler show. I can go tromping across Galorian, guns blazing. No, sorry, not happening. Yes. Funny enough, she's just going through her daily work schedule, through her appointments, basically says you just missed them 15 minutes ago, and tells you that she sent them to the man's workshop, to Kasawana's workshop.
Okay.
So if you hurry, you can catch him.
Thank you kindly.
Okay.
And I'll
Okay.
take the most direct route there.
All right. Now, I will say with Pilo's perchance for castle tours and whatever, and how easily distracted our construct gunslinger gets distracted by shiny things, and Charwin is not as spry as he used to be, being old, that you actually do catch them right before they cross the street to where you know the workshop to be. So you guys are proverbially at the street corner, looking across at this warehouse district building, grouped in with a bunch of warehouses, and it is on the end of a street. The warehouse is so wide at 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, like 110 squares. One alley street kind of comes up it. The main street goes by it. There's a bunch of windows, and then another broad street crosses with more windows along the back of it. And you guys are eyeballing this building from across the street.
Wait, I thought we were in the repair shop and Buddy had just pulled out my air filter vent. And
I'll get to that.
Oh, okay.
These guys, they see the warehouse, and then they do, because I guess I had assumed that you guys could, like, you practically put a nose to a window, like you were looking across the street, and then you guys went, no, wait, let's talk to the neighbor. So instead of going to the warehouse, you guys went around the corner to Buddy's thrift shop, right? So Eric, you see the party and they cross the street, but instead of going to the right address, they go around the corner and they go into this rundown junk shop.
Okay.
And you're left there standing, waiting for Hart, and you're sort of half a block away, yelling in the busy streets. They wouldn't hear you anyway, but you see them cross the street as a group that kind of stick out, but they don't go towards the warehouse. They kind of jut around it and go next door. So by the time you head over, look at the warehouse, wonder why they went in the junk store, what would you do? Chase the party or go in the warehouse?
Look at the warehouse, look at the junk house, look at the warehouse, pull out my shield, pull out my hammer, and head towards the junk house. I figure they've gotten themselves into a bit of trouble, so I'm going to see what we can do to back them up.
Okay. Do you bust through the door like saloon style? I don't care what building is an AlkenStar. They all have those never reach the ground, never reach the roof, swinging doors. Every business, right?
Okay.
No, they're because of the storm. There's floor to ceiling and screen, but without being latched, I will say they swing easily. Everyone just loves kicking doors. They're double hinged and reinforced so that when someone kicks open a door, it swings out of the way instead of people smashing the door and people losing their doors and have to replace them. Why not make an easy breakaway door where the hinges like open easily and on a spring and cushion the door, and you still have a door after some idiot kicks it in. Anyway. Loud entrance, quiet entrance?
No, loud entrance. I'll bang on my shield, walk through the door.
Okay,
and
you kick open the door, and being a clockwork dwarf yourself, you see our gunslinger having sort of an intimate moment. This guy has got his back plate off and has removed the main, like not just the filter, but has pulled out sort of the compartment that holds all the filters and is pulling them out, like checking them all simultaneously. And you see the construct is having trouble processing air ventilation as if a man was gasping for breath. Pilo and Charwin are nearby and possibly are not cluing into what the guy is doing is actually hurting him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're keep an eye on them, but they're like, looking at stuff on the shelves or whatever, and you come busting in, boom, and everyone looks at you. And this guy's got his hand up Speigler's shelf. As it were. And everyone stops and turns to look at you. What do you do? What do you guys do?
Well, this is awkward. You guys know you're at the wrong address, right?
The wrong address? The guy said we gotta come. Hey, Andreas, where you been, man? You've done a whole bunch of stuff. Couldn't see you once.
Try to get some information on Casawana.
The guy slaps your shelves and drawers and filters half inspected, not really cleaned, back into your back, Speigler, and says, "No refunds."
Yeah, that was not pleasant.
I'm not really sure what he did, man. I'm just trying to look for a spittoon here. Andreas, do you know how to use a spittoon? I'm trying to find one here.
Know how to use one. Don't know where one would be.
There's a whole shelf of them. Never mind. You go talk to these guys. I'm going to pick something nice out here for myself.
Yeah, we were just looking for some filters for our friend here.
I see.
Before we continued on.
Oh, very well. Then quite fortunate you had a shop here over so close to Casawanas.
We were indeed lucky he was here.
I can help you along with that as well, Valentine.
How did you find out about Casawanas and that we were in the wrong place? Because you weren't with us when we found out about Casawanas.
I was
He holds up a note.
running with my with some.
Phoebe's got the note, right? Explain where you guys were.
Yeah.
Sorry. I didn't realize maybe you were just going to lie to them.
No. Just gonna get them there in a roundabout way.
Oh, okay.
Just questioning my faith in Bry, so had to have a bit of a awakening, a bit of a reflective getaway, if you will. So
Did you do any singing? The guy we talked to in there did lots of singing. And do you do that too?
no, I'd definitely be rejected if I sung. I guarantee you that. So long story short, had to prove myself in the church, and Phoebe found me and pointed me here.
Well, it is great to have you back, Stoutbeard.
Riggs, the store owner, taps you on the shoulder there, Valentine,
Mm-hmm.
and hands you an invoice for what is it, like a mechanic? The time of labor. You're charged for labor time and inspection. How they're like, we'll change your oil, but we'll check your filters and rotate your tires and like all this bullshit stuff that like we checked, but everything was fine, but you're paying us for checking, right? So he wants some cash ola for his time and services of making sure that all your filters are in order. He claims they are.
Here's a piece of silver.
Okay, he's cool with that.
Now, is there anything you can tell us about maybe a possible side entrance or a way to get into this warehouse next door?
He just points out the window, and you guys see like many windows and a huge loading bay with a garage door. Out the guy's window. He just points.
Okay, excellent. Thank you for the information. What do you say we get on over there and check things out? Charwin?
Let's move on.
I don't think that's a bad idea. I'm going to hold up a spittoon that kind of looks like the quality of the Grail in Indiana Jones. But this one's probably the nicest one. So, how much for this one?
2 silver.
2 silver? I'll give you 1.
Done.
All right, here's your silver coin.
Since money is flowing freely in his direction, he asks you again about the ne'er-do-wells that he may or may not have seen his neighbor get chased away. He claims his memory's kind of foggy. If only there was something, and he just sort of like clinks the 2 silver in his hands. Something a little bit more. My brain's turning yellow. He kind of scratches his beard and he pockets the coins.
Oh, I know how that goes. Brain just starts to shut down, and I'll slap down 2 silver.
Yeah, man, I remember when my brain just started running out of my head, and I'll just slap my hand on the table.
Okay.
Were you mimicking me? We're supposed to have
I'm not really
coin
sure
down.
what we're doing here. I'm very confused. Talking about brains and stuff, man, I haven't had one in here in a long time.
He strongly implies that the denomination of coins it's trading over his counter is not the right color for the information that he may or may not have.
All right. I will take my 2 silver back and slap down a gold.
I think he's looking for bronze.
He nods at you, right? And then looks at Pylo as if he needs, the rest of you guys to add more, or at least another one.
If you want a gold out of me, at least can I have my silver back for the spittoon?
All sales are final.
Somehow I'm getting the bum end of this deal. I'll give him a gold.
Hey, I don't think I remember the accent I used for this guy. You may not be dealing with the same person. It's hard to talk in the third person for me. It really is. Like I keep saying, he implies, he does this, he does that. I'm just like, oh, I want to do a voice so bad, but I can't remember the one I picked. It's been 2 weeks. My bad. Anyway, a second gold, yes, 2 gold. Okay, and who was our who was the lean in and diplomacy jockey, or would the dwarf like to demand intimidation, or have you guys sweet talk the you've taken our money now, because I do need a diplomacy or intimidation check of a DC of a certain number to go along with said bribe.
I want to say it was me.
Pretty sure it was you doing that.
Well, sorry. I should say that there's the diplomacy or intimidation outright. A bribe increases your chances of the success critical, right? But I flipped it around because you guys started buying stuff from him. So just for flavor to play the narrative, I just had him imply he wants more money, But from a game mechanic, just so you guys know, gold bribe still goes with your DC check, but it can increase your failure success. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Would I be considered aiding him right now?
Yeah, you can.
Adding to the bribe? Adding to the bribe, whatever.
You can.
Can I use my Inspire Competence ability? It's one of my focus abilities, focus cantrips. Your encouragement inspires your ally to succeed at a task that counts as having taken sufficient preparatory action to aid your ally on a skill check of your choice, regardless of the circumstances. When you later use your aid reaction, you can roll a performance instead of the normal skill check, and if you roll a failure, you get a success instead. If you are legendary, you get an automatic critically succeed.
Sure. I will say 2 things. First, Drew, diplomacy check. I'm not going to play these so much like you don't seem to find a trap. You know what I mean? Like, you guys have no idea what the DC is, so you can roll them openly, not necessarily have to throw it in a tower. And since I've reset the hero points tonight, would you like to burn said hero point? Right now, so Charwin in the lead, you guys see the eyebrows furrow, and he's getting nowhere fast, quick. Matter of fact, he might be making it far worse.
I will reroll with the hero point.
But don't worry. That critical failure is only a failure, so instead of booting you out of his shop thanks to the money you gave, see how that works? All right.
There goes. 16.
And Pylo, little performance to assure.
Basically, I just lean into Charwin's ear and kind of just whisper singing like I heard the guys doing, "You're amazing, we can convince him."
Riggs asked if you two would like a room. He rents those too. 15, good enough for the +1 to hit the DC of 17, actually.
Yay.
Yes. Well, more to move things along because he's got so many customers lined up outside. He tells you a little story, how he saw several bandits dressed in gold and black pass by his office window and stop at the neighbor's door. They kicked it in. He heard some shouts, several shots, the sound of a scuffle. As he peered out his window, he couldn't really see what was going on inside Quana's workshop, but he knew it was coming from there, and a few moments later, he heard more shots inside the building. Then, Quasana burst from the loading area on a flying cat, big as a horse and made of brass and gold. The bandits ran after the fleeing inventor and fired their guns at him, but he flew far, far out of sight.
Why does that remind me of Atticus? Catechus? Pegasus? Oh.
That's my best buddy, Atticus. Haven't seen him in forever.
Oh no, Jarwin is spiraling.
Give him his meds. Are you a Pez dispenser too, Blaster? You give him, your thumb pops open and there's his afternoon pills. For someone who
I remember, Charwin. The thumb is for Monday. Sneaky's for Tuesday.
That's funny.
Could I do like a recall knowledge of like society to see if I like recognize what those uniforms would be for, what bandit group or anything like that?
Sure.
Would that be society or what would that be?
Society. Who they roll with? Yeah.
Yeah. That is a 16. No, yeah, 16. 17 minus 1.
Sorry, that I would actually want you to put in the tower.
Oh, well, then I would put that in the tower.
It's fine. I will say it rings some bells, but I'll reveal at the proper moment. How about that?
Okay.
Okay.
I assume from what Phoebe told us, it's Mugland and his cronies.
Yes, and Pylo with your society, because we had Pylo join the party later and he hasn't been Mugland. You know what I mean? We found him under a pile of crap. Pylo, you might remember, everybody kind of shared tales and you've been getting to know the guys over drinks, and once in a while they'll bitch and whine about Loveless and Mugland, and they had mentioned henchmen that jumped them or that type of thing, and the black and gold uniforms, and this all kind of comes to light in your brain. That said, thank you, Dice Troy. Speigler, props for a player just remembering and pulling it out of the air and making the connection. That's always good. Not preferable over dice, but I like the dice as a backup, right?
Yeah.
But just because a player thought of it, I don't like poo-pooing the guy that had the skill, built the character, and you know what I mean? So it's kind of a simultaneous aha as you two look at each other, right?
All right, I think we've gained all the information we can from in here. How about we head back outside, guys?
One more question. Has the cat lady come back yet since they flew away, or are they just gone and gone? They haven't been back yet.
Come again?
The lady who flew away on a giant cat, have they come back already, or are they just gone and left and never came back?
Not lady, Kosana.
Whatever.
The inventor dude that you're looking for.
Oh, the inventor dude. Sorry, I'm just making what I'm hearing.
I haven't seen anybody come back, no.
Okay, so at least we know they're not back there now. So the place might be in.
Skeletons are a bit gender blind.
Well, that's the thing, man.
Does say that when Pylo mentions the place might be empty, he says far from it. He's seen Kosawana come and go and assumes the dude's workshop is so packed with materials that when he pops the door in, he opens it a little bit and squeezes in. He never opens the door fully. And when he leaves, same thing. And he's seen this so many times, he assumes the dude's a pack rat like himself.
Good information to know. Are you ready to go next door, boys?
Let's do it.
Whatever you identify as, Val. All right.
Time to share a map with our pronouns. 1 second. It's the map. It's the map. All right. Let's put you guys... There isn't a lot of sort of free space on this map, unfortunately, for me to put you, somewhere where you can just say, oh, we want to go this way, or we want to go, that way kind of thing. So dropping you guys at a corner where this gray rubble-looking floor and along the outside edge of the purple road strip is the loading bay area with several garage doors and a man door in its center, and the wall and the entire area itself could take actually up to like 7 carts. but a lot of the area is decrepit, falling apart, filled with old barrels and waste. And this is what you see up the left side here. Along the bottom, you guys see several boarded up, smoked up, windows. And when you guys approach the building from the east side, because you have to go past it and down to get to the junkyard dude, when you are on your way over, there is a door just on the corner on the other side with other windows going up that building. And then the warehouse itself is adjoined, like affixed to other ramshackle buildings and warehouses, which make up the rest of the map at the top. Does that make sense? So placing you guys down at the southwest corner is probably sort of the most random place I could put you, considering where I think Junkyard Dog was, right? But if I were to ping a little song, the door that the guy squeezes in and out of is over here. You seeing that?
Yep.
Okay. And there are windows. 1, 2, a smokestack, 3, 4 windows. And along the bottom, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 windows. And then where you guys are, there's 1, 2, 3 gap, 1, 2, 3 columns holding up a roof, as underneath is a sheltered sort of loading bay. You've seen these in like modern day warehouses where the floor recedes so that the back of the truck is level with the door, and inside they probably have like a dock or ramp built up from the floor so that everything lines up and they can just wheel stuff straight onto a cart, only at horse and cart level. Does that make sense? Okay.
Yep.
What do you do?
I think I will go check this door in the center of all of these loading bays. Does anybody want to follow me over there?
Are you checking it just to see if it's open, or are you checking to see if it's going to blow up if we open it?
Yeah, I'm gonna check to see if it's safe to go through. And I can unlock it. I can possibly get it open if it's locked.
Oh, okay, I'll come with you, buddy.
I'll tag along as well. I just have to allow me to go slow so I can keep up.
Because of his new dwarven movement. It dropped to 20.
With half plate. Yeah. Dropped down to 15, unfortunately.
But the racial dropped already. Like, there's also the racial that frickin' drops you down to
20.
Yeah.
But then I took unburdened iron, which saves me 5, but it's still -5 because of half plate.
And you're wearing, what are you wearing?
Half plate now.
Okay.
Instead of scale mail, went to half plate. That's the advantage of going with the champion, is wear heavy armor instead of just medium armor.
Okay. You still rocking the shield and hammer?
Yep. Shield and light hammer.
Shield and light hammer. Okay. See if I can't get you your dude. There you go. Doink. And Charwin, technically a druid. With new rules comes new character sheets. And suddenly you guys only have portraits and not actual minis. Donated, most of them, by Devin Knight, who we reached out to years ago and said he would sponsor us and gave us a crap ton of minis for free. And we love to sing his praises. I personally prefer Devin Knight minis for the top-down view of the person instead of a POG, which is just like a headshot with a disc around it, which, I don't know, those floating around a map. Most maps have a, top-down view, and it just seems better, Anyway.
And that's saying something because Paizo has great designs.
Oh, yes. For, it's a good old man. Shaggy old man. There we go. Okay. Now, I just get you guys back on here.
Oh, whoops.
Whoops, what?
Never mind.
All right.
I was hitting the directional arrows and it started making more movement.
Oh.
For my character.
Okay.
I just want to go to the door.
So, leading the way, Blaster Valentine trumps through the rubble to the door. You guys are backing him up, right? Bum, kind of thing. Pylo, yep. Right?
Yep. Do I put perception in the tower for checking for traps?
Always. let's talk about the loading area. This exterior area is open to the street to the west. A sloping wooden roof held up by thick wooden beams protects the loading area from inclement weather. The bay doors are about 3 feet higher than street level, perfect for rolling heavy materials directly from a wagon's bed straight into the building, as I had illustrated before. The door itself is locked, and you don't seem to find a trap.
Okay, and it is locked, so I will make a thievery check to unlock it.
Yeah.
I have my tools.
Sweet. That's not a critical fail, so you don't break a tool, but, time goes by, feet start tapping impatiently behind you. Want to go again?
Yep.
People are walking by, looking at you guys all just hanging out. Looking like thugs, jimmying a door. 25. Click. There we go. He's in.
And yes, I open the door.
Okay. Inside, we see... Oh, I opened the door, but it didn't give any light in here. Oh, right. Forgot I'm using Masco mode. Let's do this. There we go. Ha! Light spills into a large dock ramped area. Several sloping ramps lead to a 6-foot-high wooden platform that juts against the bottom of your door. It spars half of the workspace opening out before you. 6 10-foot-wide bay doors line the west wall to your left and to your right, denoting interior from exterior. The platform itself is covered in hundreds of old scuff marks from wooden and metal wagon wheels. There is what I believe to be, since you're the man door, those are stairs leading up to bring you up to that 6-foot level of platform, which lines up with the garage doors for cart loading. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to do 2 perception checks as I go up those stairs, checking for the 2 5-foot squares in front of me.
All right. For someone that has is it the Ranger archetype for you?
Ranger, Ranger.
Oh, okay. Well, you take the dedication, then you take 2 more feats, so that's 2, 4, 6, right? You get to 8th level, you could get into something else.
Yeah.
Like rogue.
Yeah.
Now your actions define you, right? Good examples, Corey. He bought a book on Torag. He read it for an entire level. When he got to 2nd level, suddenly he's a cleric, right? You are what you do. If you spend your time, Now, thievery is just a simple skill. You don't have to be a rogue just because you pick locks. It's its own skill set, just like the medicine thing, right? But just something to keep in mind if you guys want to organically evolve your characters. So, as he's trumping his way in, guys, what do you guys want to do? Just watching the street? Glaring at eyeballing people that move along. What?
Andreas will follow behind.
Okay.
I'll follow behind Andreas.
The alleyway outside of here is like kind of dark and disheveled. Like, is that what's in there? Is it just like garbage and stuff, or what would we see in this little bunch of stuff?
You want to start searching the pile while they're checking out the inside?
I was thinking I might just kind of, remove the uniform and just play dead and kind of monitor in case someone comes by or someone comes back. The skeleton would get a place just laying there.
Do you tell the party this?
Well, I'm gonna if it's not gonna look at a place for a skeleton to be there, I'll let them know, like, guys, I'm just gonna stay back here. I'm gonna go into skeleton mode and keep an eye out.
You might want to lay behind one of the barrels so that people don't walk by and just
Yeah, something like that. Like there's the barrel, right? How do you ping things here? Yeah, right there. They can lay behind that one against it and
sure. So the columns that are along the street, you've got 20 feet until you hit the garage doors, and that entire length, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 feet length, down the bottom of it, Pilo tucks himself in. He's found the sort of lower half of this seems to be more garbage, debris, and less use perhaps, or maybe too much use. And there's a couple of old wooden barrels that have holes in them, or they won't hold anything. There's that one rung kicked out or missing the hoop, or you know what I mean? Like they're junk, but they're too big for anyone to get rid of. So they've just left them here, and whatever was in them is leaked out. You tuck yourself in there, and I'm going to play watch boy for this side of the building.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye out.
Okay. Have you make perception checks every round to hear them fighting something inside or calling your name romantically or freakishly, and whatever you might sort of spot. I'm assuming the dead face turned streetwise.
looking like door, like facing the door kind of way. That way, if anything's coming to that door or into this area, I'll be able to see them.
Okay.
By the map here.
Did you want to just want to tuck in a little bit and like watch the street?
No, I'll tuck into like that little corner where I said here.
Okay.
And then I can look straight down the line of windows and doors and stuff there and make sure no one comes to the building.
Sure. All right.
I'll turn around to Andreas and Charwin and say, "You two going up ahead. I'll cover you from up here."
Okay, we could do that. If anything goes squirrely, let's just say that I was sent here by the church. We're here to reclaim a book that Casawana has that borrowed from the church.
Very good cover. I like this. I say that quietly so that
I was going to say, on stage during the amphitheater prior to the performance, anything in here is like, okay, what? The door opens, you guys come in onto the stage, right?
However, I do want to make a stealth check when I move into a cover position.
Yep. There's not a lot up here besides scuff marks on the actual wood, so unless you want to lay prone, you get the height, but you're I guess you could slink along a wall if you want to hit.
Yeah, I was gonna go around the corner from the stairs and then back to the.
Okay. Did you want to go north or south near the windows?
South near the windows.
Okay, so he goes slinking on by to cover us wide. So that leaves Andreas to lead the charge with Charwin.
Yeah, that works.
Valentine stealth goes in the tower. What a lovely 31 wasted. You always believe you're stealthy. Sorry, stealth goes in tower.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. You beat the 10th level creature's DC of 31. What? It has no idea you're here, but you get to watch it eat your friends. Anyway, in the tower, boys, are you guys also doing the stealth trademark, or are you just quietly moving about?
I don't stand a chance of stealthing around, so I'm just going to walk in as though we own the place. And then towards the workbench there.
Okay.
Be as stealthy as an old man can be.
Creak.
My hips.
So if anything does come along and they want to see through the ruse, Jeff, if they notice me, they have to. If I appear dead, but to see through the ruse, they must succeed at a DC check, a deception. Against my deception DC.
But careful what you wish for, right?
I'm just letting you know that if anyone comes by, there is a
components. There's an entire skeleton. That's sweet. This is my lucky day. You end up in a sack.
Just being honest, I'm just making sure it's aware that it's not just I'm dead and that's it. They can roll if they.
Oh yes, of course, of course, yeah. You spot something spots you. We'll get back into those rules. But thank you for your honesty. The floor of this broad stone workplace is 3 feet lower than the rest of the rooms in the building. Bronze gears, metal rods, screws, springs, and mechanically miscellaneously lie scattered over every horizontal surface that you can see. 6 half-complete humanoid clockwork devices. Am I looking in the right place? Yes. Clockwork devices are propped against work tables on makeshift stands. Several dozen clocks of every description cover the walls, workbenches, and floor, with a particularly large grandfather clock standing against the south wall. A lot of this stuff is not depicted on the map, obviously. That's what threw me there for a second. Most just they're showing the workbench, and of course Eric went for it, but they don't show necessarily 6 full automatons half-baked on stands like mannequins. You don't see the clock. You just have to use your theater of the mind. 3 short sets of stone stairs to the east lead to doors of a wooden office block. A metal ladder propped against the northeastern wall leads to a congested storage loft above the area you guys can see. Opposite the offices, A 6-foot-high wooden platform upon which you stand spans the western wall. 3 ramps connecting the platform to the workshop floor. So you guys are standing along the edge of the actual platform, foot level to the top of the work tables, but those 3 fingers are not do the catwalk, turn, and come back with your new arm. No, they're actually ramps that will descend straight down to floor level. To the north, piles of sandbags obscure a crumbling and pockmarked corner of the stone room. The floor and walls are practically falling apart. It is dark and shadowy in here. However, there is so many cracks in the ceiling and wall. There is that sort of dank filtered light that even our human, isn't really gonna. He might trip over something small, but he can make his way around, squinting in the dim light. It's fine. Enough ambient light that, you guys don't have to strictly go off dark vision or torches or whatever. Now, if you want to light a torch and see things oh so clearly, knock yourself out. But right now, in semi-stealth mode, and then suddenly, as Blaster Valentine is making his way to the edge, as Andreas is inspecting the table, as Charwin is doing what?
He's just gathering information about what he sees. Has no particular interest in anything.
Okay, so you just kind of do.
Stealthily walks forward and stops.
Okay. Can I have perception? Everyone in the tower.
Page perception or skills page perception?
Oh, just skills. What do we got here? Okay. Let's start with the table. Like a moth to a flame, a man with a mechanical arm and an interest in invention always got to check out somebody else's work table. It's like you see a buddy's car, he's got to pop the head and you go, mods, right?
Goes without saying, for sure.
Yeah. There's a lot going on this table. Gonna take a minute. Obviously this guy is into some kind of automaton. I mean, the story checks, dude said he rode off on a huge cat, so he made a clockwork mount, and there are all sorts of half done, half baked, some put together with scrap parts, some decent looking parts that are now ruined because he's welded them together, waiting for the finished, finished product of, kind of thing. All about this table. Did you want to come down around a ramp and get the sort of workman's view, or are you just happy to stride back and forth across the top here?
No, I will do just that. I'll swing around here, counterclockwise, and walk around exactly.
Come right in, have a look, okay?
Yeah.
Pilo, the streets are quiet for the moment. Blaster, there are a bunch of cousins either dead or yet to be birthed, depending on your point of view, all around the room. Everything is still, and yet you do get the combat sense that you're being watched. You can feel it. Something is here, watching you. Charwin, you spot a cat under the table. From your elevation down past the distracted dwarf, near him, across from you, hiding under the tables, you see a cat shift its position and try to remain hidden and stealthy, watching you guys.
Here, kitty, 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 kitty.
Can I have a DC 16 nature check? Or do you have a class feature like wild empathy to befriend kitty kitty?
Nothing to befriend.
Okay.
Out in the open?
Yeah.
Oh, 13.
Okay. Cat doesn't move. And it looks like Charwin is talking to the constructs around the dwarf, or maybe the dwarf. He just kind of reaches out, looking at everything that's going on in the middle of the room. Kitty, 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 kitty. Blaster. Maybe that's what was watching us, but you still kind of get the sense that. And then, oh, by the way, here's your cat. A lovely tabby cat, wearing something large around its neck.
Little tiger.
Yeah. Hiding under the tables. Being ever alert. Where are we here? Boop. A construct that was sitting motionless, not exactly amongst the others, but amongst a bunch of junk, slowly gets up and, while sort of wringing its hands, starts moving towards our dwarf. And he is... Where are we here? Sorry. Right below you. Rises up from sort of like under or adjacent to the table. This tiny little flying, but it doesn't like flap, it just lifts with a glowing red eye. It's spherical. If you want to like hover over the actual, can I show you guys this by hovering over it? Yeah. Spherical with like little, it looks like a snitch, only out the bottom pop like 4 bug legs. A big red eye. It looks like the golden snitch.
Interesting.
Yes. You come over, and as you start poking at the tables, possibly half done, maybe because it's just sitting on the table, doesn't look complete. The table next to you, Mr. Dwarf, comes alive and moves. Pilo. Outside. You see nothing. You hear nothing out of the ordinary. Did you guys leave that door ajar, or did you close it behind you?
I think we left it open.
Okay.
I have a window in front of me there, right? So I can see into the
No,
window.
that's a loading door.
Yeah, that's a closed loading door. And it's also 6 feet above you because you're laying on the ground and it's elevated. Okay. So nothing to report at this time. The construct that suddenly turns and comes to life before Andreas Stoutbeard reaches out with a hand and tries to... Where are we here? Takes a swing at you, sir. Now, is everybody, I believe... See, my brain keeps going back to old rules. Until you guys act in initiative, everybody's off guard, or is that only a rogue thing?
No, there's no surprise round anymore. You go into initiative.
Yes, but if you haven't acted, you're flat-footed, are you not? Hence, off guard.
No, that only happens to rogues, and it only happens to those that they go before. So rogue.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, so you gotta be a rogue, and you gotta jump somebody in the initiative. That's what I thought. Okay.
I was gonna say they don't have any numbers in their initiative panels, so I think they have to roll their initiative perception.
I've got their initiative.
Oh, for me it's blank.
Yeah, so you don't know what's going on. You don't get to know.
I can see like the robots, my initiative.
Pilo is 28. This particular robot, if you must know, is going on 23.
Yeah, like I can see all those numbers. It's just Andreas and Charwin I can't see.
Oh, I see. That's because I haven't loaded their... It's going to... No, it won't let me do it. Oh, look at that. I thought I could load that. All right. then going off of their previous... Where did you go? Previous initiatives. Charwin is trying to court a cat. Pilo is outside. Andreas, this thing moves and lurches towards you. What do you do?
Raise my shield.
Okay. Shield's up. And it's your turn, so you can do anything you want.
Oh, I see. Okay. Hold now, friend. I would not want to hurt a creature of Bry. Please stand down. And I will hold my action until I will use my last 2 actions to hold my action until it attacks, at which point I will strike it.
Okay. You give it its chance. You said your piece. Very good role playing, by the way. Thank you. I will actually award you a hero point for you enacting your dogma and not just being the greedy player going, cool, I know things going to kill me. You gave it its chance, but you're also ready to go and using the game mechanic. I really like that. So extra hero point for Andreas Stoutbeard. But yeah, I try to smack you, so... Here's the thing, though. It's an action to raise the shield. It's 2 actions to set up an action, like to ready an action.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So on your turn, you burn 3, and then you're ready to do something, but he triggers your reaction right away by trying to swing at you, but you technically get to go first. So it's not friendly lurching and hugging or going, help me. It cocks an arm at a combat angle, and you're like, ah, shit. So what do you do? What do you do?
Here we go. Try to swing at it with my light hammer then. Oh, not bad. So rolled a 23.
Okay. That is a hit, sir.
So come across and hit in the gears for... Ooh, not so good. 4 points of damage with my light hammer.
Hey, it hits a hit, right? Backhanding, pulling your hammer and just kind of turning as this thing, and you get it, you don't have the momentum, clipping it, right? Pieces fly off of it. It's not in the best shape, but hey, you hit it before it unfortunately hits you. But it does try to take a big fat swing at you, sir. As it outstretches its arms, they are long. And this thing, you realize, has reach. And because you are in its reach, or it's just maybe turning and setting up and getting going, and you just react combatively, hey, look at that. All that champion training is already paying off. Yeah. It swings and misses, but tries to get you again. And the second one goes high, wide, and clips you on the high shoulder. For 2d6 plus 9 bludgeoning damage, plus a push. 12 points of damage. And this thing hits you so hard with such a bitch slap, as it were, it tries to actually do a push. The classic push ability. You guys want to look that up? Actually, I'll have Andreas look that up since his turn is spent, and I will move on to the next person. We'll talk about pushing in a minute. Blaster, what do you want to do? Suddenly, all kinds of things are moving. One in front of you, something on the table. One of the several automatons came to life. Luckily, you literally have that snipe view. You're in one corner, you have the eagle eye, and straight across the room, you see 2 targets.
I'm gonna fire at the big one on the table.
Okay.
Humanoid construct.
Good thing. Glad you're not religious. Get him.
Yeah.
Robots must die.
Just looking at my skills.
Okay.
If I have any special feats.
Yeah, no problem. Eric, how are we doing with the shove? Sorry, it's a push. pushing people in the new rules. Anything?
Yes. So, push, the monster automatically knocks the target away from the monster. Unless otherwise noted in the ability description, the
Okay.
creature is pushed 5 feet.
Right.
If the attack was a critical hit, the distance is doubled.
Right. So regular hit, and I believe this creature has this to try to keep you at reach. So as it smacks you and you stagger backwards, now you're at 10 feet, and it could possibly take attacks of opportunity if he gets rushed. Now, you guys can still use the step maneuver. I believe they haven't taken that away to get inside its reach when you're adjacent. But I believe that's the reason why it's like, because a 5-foot shove doesn't seem to do much. But when the creature has 10-foot reach and I can keep you at arm's length, you can't attack me, I can attack you. It's very tactically sound. So, free push. Now, do I have to not mention my attack 25 versus your reflex or anything to actually get that push? Or does the hit give me the freebie? Because I think it's a push attempt. It's not just pushing, right?
No, here it's automatically knocks the target away from the monster.
Okay. All right.
So it's automatic.
Okay. It talks about an actual action, so that burns my third action. Shove. And back to Blaster Valentine, full of bullets. What do you want to do?
I level my pistol. Target acquired. It is a hit with 24.
Yes, sir.
4 damage.
Hey.
Which is resisted.
Yep. A glancing shot. You're 30 odd feet away, not exactly in point blank. The angle, it's turning and moving, and it glances off of its atomic armor or plating. Dang it. What do you want to do next?
Reload.
Very exciting, boys. First combat, season 2.
Yeah. Reload. And actually, I can move and reload in the same action now with one of my feats running reload.
Cool. So you want to skirt somewhere? Skitter? You're 25 feet away from the creature at the moment. Did you want to move?
How far is... That's the maximum I can move. Oh wait, I can move... Yeah, that's one action if I move 25 feet, like my max speed. So yeah, I'll move and reload.
Okay. Where do you want to go to?
20 feet towards the enemy and then just slightly back towards the door.
Okay. Trying to keep out of reach of the flailing arms.
Yeah.
You don't want to get smacked for crossing its...
So shot.
Yep.
Reload and moved. Now I can shoot again.
Yep. Heading towards Charwin and the stairway you came in, but drifting back from the edge 5 feet.
And a miss.
Shoots
with
again.
19.
Okay, starts putting shots in this thing. Ping, ping. Pylo, do you have a reaction? Not your action turn at this time, but do you have a reaction that can have you pop up or come out of it or whatever because you hear gunshots from a familiar weapon inside? No perception needed. If there's anything you can or want to do on a reaction, I'll at least say, oh, got shots fired. I will say that you don't have to, beginning of your turn when we come around to you, not have to burn a perception if you don't wish to, right? Because I'm trying to use everyone's reaction now to like, oh, damn it, I heard an obvious big noise, as opposed to, can I have a perception check? Yeah, you're paying attention. Yeah, you saw that thing move. That's one thing, but bang, 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 oh, look at that.
Yeah, no, I don't have any emotions or anything like that at all. It doesn't even take an action, or it's one action for me to play dead, and I imagine it would be an action to get back up again. It doesn't really say. It says one action to play dead, so I assume it's one action to get back up again, so I don't have a reaction.
Okay.
That'll be one of my actions on my turn, is to get up, and then I'll move in.
something because I was trying to hide an area because it's around the corner, but it won't let me move something because it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 10, 15, 20, 25. 3 moves. Because this thing buzzes around in an open arc, kind of stealthy at first, but when it gets really close to you, Charwin, a tiny construct comes whizzing up to you and then stops and hovers around looking for an opening because I've used all 3 actions just trying to get to you. Which brings me to this little sucker down here, floating in the air. 5, 10, 15. Oh, sorry. 5, 10, 15, 20. A single move to float around behind our gunslinger. And this tiny floating, I want to call it a snitch. The automatic snitch. Floating up. Takes a whack at you. And maybe I haven't done anything in a while, because with a critical miss, it extends a arm that seems a little bit, not broken, but glitchy, doesn't work quite right, and as it tries to whack at you, it spins around and burns its last action trying to right itself as it floats in the air. Which brings us, gentlemen, to round 2. Charwin, what do you do?
Let's see. I will take a 5-foot step back towards the door that we came in through.
Okay.
And I will cast Caustic Blast.
Okay.
Let's see if I can draw. Right there. So it's a 5-foot burst on a corner to get that tiny construct number 1.
Awesome.
Let's see, and it is a reflex save, so let's see if that works. Maybe I gotta see the other button. Is it not working?
There. I dragged it over. Boom! Critical failure, double damage. This thing rolls a 3 for +7 is 10, gets a critical damage on you, sir. So now you should hit the crit button before you do your damage. You know, the crit button at the bottom there?
Yep. For 7 points of damage.
So normally this thing does a D8.
It's a 1d8, but because it's a critical failure, he actually takes 1 persistent acid damage, which I think I can give him.
But that'll start next round, though.
Yep.
Right, okay.
And hopefully that worked. And that is me.
Which one are you hitting here? Number Tiny Construct 1?
Yep, number 1.
Okay. Didn't take any damage. You did 7 points. There we go. Huh. That's weird.
I wonder, maybe put me back and take me out of the tracker and put me back in? I don't know.
Yeah, I might have what do you call it? Doppelgangered you, as it were. There you go. Yeah, that works better. Okay. Which brings us to Pilo. Shots fired. What do you do, Pilo?
Oh man, something's going on. I'm missing it. And I would stand up, dust off, and make my way in there. It'll be 25 feet just to get to the door. that would be my second action, I guess, because the first one's kind of getting ready.
15, 20, 25. Yep.
And then
Through the open doorway, you know, through the right at the top of the stairs, you had a clear view on something hovering, attacking Charwin.
That there?
Yeah, you said left the door open. I'll be nice. You were kind enough to like take one for the team to like stand guard on a hunch.
Yeah.
So lucky for you, you get up there and the door swinging open. It's 10 feet up, and then only 5 feet back stands Charwin, and flying above him is this thing, and they're all directly in your eye line there. So if I click on,
I've got nothing that can hit him at all. So
your insults, your charismatic ways.
What the hell is that thing? And I'll move another 5, 10. I'm gonna move myself into the room. I'll probably stand right here where I put the little Parker, right behind.
Okay.
Valve there, kind of in the middle of the guys.
Up the stairs to help Charwin, then he makes a 90-degree turn, ladies and gentlemen, and heads over to where it's safe next to the gunman. Good move.
I can't really do anything for Charwin. I'll just stand there in front of him.
Oh, I know. I'm just teasing you.
A little protected here and a little bit back up.
Meanwhile, down on the workroom machine floor, Andreas stands, a backhand, a pushed back, does the hero slide, you know, where they push him back and he tucks in, you know, plants the foot back and just slides. What do you want to do, Andreas? He's thinking.
We'll take a 5-foot step forward.
Okay. Straight at it, or?
Yep.
Okay.
And then take a swing at it, and then raise my shield.
Okay.
So incoming light hammer.
Swing, batter.
So swing for 17. Which unfortunately misses.
Unfortunately, it does.
Then I raise my shield.
Ping, and it just looks at you, and you. Who? It's the shield. You gonna hit me back? Yes, I'm gonna hit you back. Mad at you. Another arm, you know. So there you are with the whole slap you, slap me, slap you, right? You come right up, smack it, right? It pulls a repeating cross handbow. So you see a handbow with the big cartridge?
Yeah.
Pulls it, loads it, and shoots you in the face with it. Tries to, anyway.
Does that cause a reaction for, like, he can, if he has an attack of opportunity?
Yeah, but unfortunately I don't.
For drawing a weapon? I don't think so.
For firing a weapon within range.
I don't. Oh.
Yeah, unless you have feats that negate it.
Don't have a lot of fighters in the party.
You're right. We don't have attack.
But we have a champion, so he's hoping you have attack of opportunity now.
Eventually, not yet.
Okay. Noted. Next set of bet. When you hit that attack of opportunity, all my guys will attack you at range. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Noted. Or at least we'll take one smack upside the head and learn quickly and then back off, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, a swing and a miss for you, a shot and a miss for me, but I've burned all my actions, which brings us to Blaster Valentine. Does that mean I get to attack you because you're about to shoot? Because you're adjacent to me and I have melee and you have a missile weapon.
Guess what?
What?
Guess what?
What?
I got feats.
Well, fine. I thought firearms didn't. I thought it was reloading that actually screwed you up, not like manipulating an object is what it provokes.
It's probably both. Shooting and manipulating an object. Probably both.
There are monsters that actually have attack of opportunity, but we're about as rare as fighters.
Yeah.
Yeah. The ones that come out
used to be everything, but they changed it so it's not as common.
Well, yeah, because I think they want it to be like fights would go faster and everyone could take a smack, but it was sort of frustrating in the dynamic of a fight where you couldn't do anything without getting hit in the head for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I kind of like this new thing where fighters and warriors are special. They have the reflexes. Not everybody. You know what I mean? I train really hard, and the old man wizard just kind of like, oh, trip. You know? So do you want to do?
I'm gonna acquiring new target, and I changed my target already.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my feet slingers reload. I make an attack with my melee weapon in my one hand, and I reload my pistol while I'm attacking. So I don't have to burn an action on reloading, and I can attack in the same action.
Okay.
So let's roll that attack. And that's a hit for 25.
Nice.
Maximum damage with 9 damage. She's destroyed.
Shoot this thing. Switch up and does the little electrical sparking fizz, the big crack through its main hull, and just drops.
I was going to say, I just jammed my sword right through its center eyeball.
Oh, sure, yeah. Sorry, describe your kill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And since he died and I've reloaded, I've still got 2 actions. And we'll...
I thought, wait, back up. I thought it was an action to switch out.
Switch out what? I have my pistol and my sword drawn. I attack with my sword and reload my pistol in the same action.
Do you not need a hand free to reload your pistol?
No, I don't, because I have dual weapon reload feat.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah, my character is like the specific gunslinger way I chose is like I'm a melee gunslinger, so I can shoot from far, or if I'm in melee, I've got a lot of feats to help me fight in melee.
I'm beginning to unfortunately remember. Splat. Little oil stain there for you.
I'm going to target the big one again and
okay, the one on the table that's attacking our friend.
Shoot with the pistol.
Okay. You know what we're missing? Every single round, you guys used to call to each other and say one tagline to each other, like, get out of the way, and I shoot. You know, like they do. You know, Pilo still does it. You can't even take a step without like hollering something awesome. But you know, Charwin. I know you're focused on the battle, right?
Target reacquired and shoot at the big one.
Sorry, my apologies. Miss. You did see that. Okay, you did say that. I just meant like banter amongst yourselves. Shoot and miss, and that's it for you.
And then reload, and yeah, that's it.
Okay. The tiny construct, seeing its mate die, takes a 5-foot floating step behind Charwin for cover. So you have to shoot through friendlies.
I'm actually playing on the map right now in the first person mode of my token, so I actually can't even see him because Pilo is there.
Oh, that's nice. I tried the first person, but it was very hard to manage for the audience. So the top down still gives a good. But that's cool if you want to only see what you see from your own perspective of Mini. That's kind of cool. You won't so like, oh, I see way over here. Speaking of said tiny whiny little construct, I'm going to try to. I move, and my spherical body will try to whack Charwin for a hit, doing 1d6 minus 1 bludgeoning damage because of my size, I suppose. 4 points to Charwin, and leaning into it, another swing and a miss. Speaking of self-destruct, the Clockwork Spy must use this reaction unless doing something otherwise. I am reduced to 0 hit points. When it hits the ground, Speigler, you fry it, kill it, pull out, and it hits the ground, right? Done. There's that slight delay, and then something inside mechanically turns and winds up, and there's like a steady tick, 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 really fast, like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we'll get back to you. Spy thrashes around, emits a tiny scream followed by a steady tickling sound. At the beginning of what would have been its next turn, the Clockwork Spy does something awesome. So it hits the ground and it emits this high-pitched whine and a ticking noise. Where is... Sorry, I lost track of my other one. I was swinging and missing and hitting Charwin, and I'm out of actions, which brings me to round...
Hey, it worked.
Two. I roll a flat check for the 1 point of acid damage that he applied to me, and it did it automatically when I went away from his came off of his character, and it failed. So it should take 1 point of acid damage. But it did. No, it actually took it. This thing falls beside you, and a high-pitched whine that only dogs and Pilo can hear on constructs. And a steady ticking noise either side of you guys. That'd be funny. You guys at the bottom run and go up, and Charwin at the top run and comes down. Round 3, Charwin.
Let's see.
Considering your archetype, you are very familiar with items that can be saboteured into weapons, bombs, and such. And yeah, tick, 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 with a high-pitched whine next to it is not going to tell you the time that noon came early.
Okay. I'm going to get away from that.
Okay. Might I recommend that you herd all your friends to the south? No reason.
Let's see. Where do I want to go? You know what? I'll run down the ramp. 5, 10, 15, 20.
Okay, you head to the sandbags? Maybe that's what they're for.
Oh, maybe.
He runs down the ramp. You look to the left, there's sandbags across the room. There's a dwarf fighting,
And I will cast Spout.
Okay.
At the human construct. Let's see. So it's a reflex save for him.
Critical save. You hit it with water, and it's nice and clean now. Thank you. Natural 20 for 30. No damage. Whoosh. Dwarf soaking wet looks pissed, but
I don't feel so good. He ate my water.
Actually, have you guys ever played Trine? There's the guy with the shield, and you go into the water trap, and you angle your shield to make the plants grow. That's what happens. Is good thing you got your shield up there, Andreas, because water hits it, and it keeps dry. You got soakers. Your feet are wet, and the top of your head, but the rest of you perfectly dry. Note self by a slightly bigger shield. Charwin, 1, 2, 3. That's it.
Yep, that's me.
Okay, Pilo, Jesus.
These things are tiny little things right on the ground.
Yep.
Okay, so if I make an action to right here, right beside, I'm trying to get it to, there it goes, right there.
Yep.
Right beside Val. Can I pick up on a diagonal?
Sure.
So can I pick up the ticking construct beside Val there?
You can take a step and try to grab it. Yeah.
Grab it, yeah.
And then what?
Pick it up. I'm going to turn around and go, Andreas, run! And I'm going to drop it right down on top of that other guy.
Okay.
Because we're above them right now, right? So I can just turn and drop it down on top of that.
Yeah. Sure.
Andreas, how'd get out of there? And drop that thing right on top of it.
Okay. I was going to say that's a dick move, but luckily it's Andreas's turn right now.
Yep.
Tactics, because I was like, what the hell is he doing? Andreas, you're expendable.
Pilo was watching a little bit of who's going when.
Very good, Troy. Yeah, okay. Comes running in, does the baseball slide, slides down low, scoops it up, yells at Andreas, lobs it over, and it just kind of goes plunk on the table beside him. What do you do, Andreas?
I will take a 15-foot step back, smile at the creature, and cast needle darts.
A stride, not a step. This will provoke if this thing has attack of opportunity.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay. 5, 10, that's where it would have provoked. 15. I do not have attack of opportunity, actually. Lucky you. I have all kinds of cool abilities, but attack of opportunity is not one of them despite my reach. What a waste. So expecting a smack in the ass, it doesn't come. Maybe it's just looking down with going, what the hell, brother? What are you doing? Oh, you killed my child. Run back and cast what?
I chuckle at it and cast needle darts. My turn.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, look at that. Natural 20.
Oh. So hit the new critical damage button that's at the bottom of your screen see that? Bottom left?
I think it automatically
Yes,
calculates
I
it
do.
if you just click damage.
What's that? Sorry.
I think for spells, you got to hit the crit button.
Oh,
I got
okay.
it turned on.
Yeah. So this way, if you have multiple targets, everybody gets whatever, but I don't know. It was a little dodgy on us Friday night, so. So what does this do? Oh, it froze. Oh, there we go.
It was doing the math. It was had a harder time there. Too many fours.
Oh, those fours.
So 24 points of damage.
It's funny that
Very nice.
for once the raw dice 4, 4, 1, 4 roll better than your crit dice 2, 3, 3, 3 that usually saves Speigler, right? His purple dice usually roll high and his regular one's crap. 24 points. It partially resists and only takes 19 points of damage. But hitting servos, hitting fluid lines, hitting right in the vent. Speigler. Ooh, ow. It's like, you ever see another guy get kicked in the nuts? Yeah, this thing gets shot in the vent and you feel it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, effective attack. Just drilling this thing, right? I'm not going to say it's bloodied down to half or anything like that. As you notice, see it had status, moderate. You do a moderate amount of damage, bringing it down to the somewhere between over 50%, but below 75% of a hits point, if you guys pay attention to the rule of 4. Ow. And now...
Very nice.
Oh, well done. Well done. You guys are, I was worried you guys would be rusty after us not playing for so long. It's their first battle. You guys each one of you have shown solid tactics right at the gate. Daddy's so proud. But now Daddy must teach you a lesson. I'm going to shoot at you, Mr. Dwarf, with my crossbow. But first I reload it.
Okay, shield's not up this time, so AC is only 21.
Okay. Hits you with a 7 points, but only 2, partially resisted. What? Did you
attacking
resist?
yourself?
Yeah.
Targeting itself.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Take that, me. Oh, I see what I did. I held it too long and I dropped it on the figure. Let's try that again. Am I still hitting myself?
No, it came to me.
Okay. I will go with the 7. I won't make you inflict 9 just because I re-rolled. I was just making sure that I didn't break anything. So not 9 points. I will only inflict 7 points on you, sir.
Okay, I would like to use my no, I can't. Never mind. I don't have reactive shield. I'm
Okay.
good.
But that's not all. I will move off the table.
Oh,
5, diagonally down, 10.
Darn it, I thought it was just a torso on the table swinging around.
It was just sitting there. 5, 10 feet away. Reload, a shot, and a move, and that is me. Not really good tactics, though. Persistent damage, humanoid creature, flat check, 4 physical bleed, fail. Your needles cause persistent damage, sir? Do they?
No, they should not.
Okay.
Unless that is a special ability of critical. Let me look.
Yeah, I
do
think
not
it
believe
is.
So,
Yeah. Because when you damaged,
oh, it does 1 bleed, 1 persistent bleed on a critical success.
okay. GM damage, physical
I
bleed.
guess it has oil and shit.
Yeah. Constructs have all kinds of systems that they don't mimic. We're not androids. We don't mimic the human system, but you can cut a tube and it bleeds out like service fluids, you know. So that's why Speigler had him choking to death when I pulled his vent. Like somebody just pulled out his cyber lungs. That is a fail. Now, why I'm taking 4 as opposed to 1, I'm not sure. Interesting. Could it be because you crit and I got 1 per dice set? Two, you know what I mean?
No, because it's normally just 3d4 points of damage, but because it critted, it's the regular damage plus 1 point of persistent bleed damage.
Okay. I really do, and I want to give him only 1 point, but I'm just gonna give you the win, dude. I'm just gonna leave the 4 points in case maybe this thing is vulnerable. Does this thing have a vulnerability? No, not piercing. No, wait a minute. Then he'd have his way with me.
Hang on. So I found the second point. So it would be heightened. I am now 4th level, which means I have 2nd level spell. So the cantrip is heightened to 2nd level. So that's 2 bleed damage.
And it crit for 4. That's probably...
But it shouldn't double it because on the crit is what gives it the persistent.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's just a glitch in the programming.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, yeah, normally I'm nitpicky, but honestly, tonight, man, you guys are doing such a good show. You know, I'll just give it to you. He's just shooting the hell out of this thing. Why not?
Thank you.
Yeah. Just remember this when I start arguing with you about some minor point in the future.
Okay.
I'm feeling so generous. I think we'll just skip Speigler's turn. Round 4. No, what do you want to do, Blaster?
I'm gonna run and drop off the side of the ramp.
I'm sorry. By deleting them, I've missed their turn. When their turn would have went, these things would have gone off. They would have gone boom, which is before the end of the round. So they would probably go now, because we're down to the end, Blaster going last. I might have actually gone boom before this thing moved. So to be fair,
I remember I was before the constructs. Like I was in between the humanoid and the 2 small guys.
Yeah, they went last. They were the last 2.
Okay. So sorry, you were saying you dive over the side?
Yeah, so I'm like partially in cover there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a.
Did you want to go prone and get all kinds of cover? You have no idea what the blast shield is. It could be a little piff, like a few needles in adjacent squares. It could level the room. You have no idea, right?
I feel like I'm all right here.
If only you recalled knowledge on constructs before you ran, then you'd know if you'd go prone, wasting it or not. Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay.
I'm going to take the risk it for the biscuit.
All right. So you just jump down and stand there at eye level. Now this thing's at head level because it's on the floor and you're standing on the lower floor, or are you going to dive and go prone to get like full cover?
No, I want to be able to shoot still.
Okay.
Over the side of the ramp there.
Okay. So gaining partial cover, or lesser cover, I guess it is. Okay, so you run over there and do what?
Fire a shot.
Feel free.
That's a hit.
That is a hit, sir. Firing at the construct that has moved off the table towards our dwarf.
And he resisted.
2 points damage. Kaping. Oh my god, is actually something that Speigler isn't shredding and everybody else is killing it. It's different. It's different, right? It's different. Usually you're just like mutilating everything in your sight. 1, 2, and reload. Right? Last action to reload? Or
yes.
did you reload whilst you were running away?
No, I was already reloaded.
Oh, okay.
And I couldn't really shoot because Pilo was right in front of me.
For action economy, I would say, look at that, -1, blah, blah, blah. But for flavor, there's a bomb. You would have ran first. I can't really take that back. So it's cool. Thanks for your honesty.
And yeah, reload. Maybe reload and just duck behind the wall a bit.
Okay.
Like, so I'm kind of out of view.
Drop prone for free.
And you can't shoot me with this
Taking
crossbow.
cover is kind of an action, but if you want a free action, you can just hit the floor.
Yeah.
But then you're stuck prone, and you must spend an action to get up. So they get the action economy out of you one round or the other. I'm just saying.
I see. Yeah, I'll lay down.
Okay. Boom. And by boom, I mean crap. I need to reload these little things because frickin' I deleted them from the combat tracker. Let's talk about Clockwork Spies. Yada, 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 yada. And we're ready to blow up now, please. Thrashes around, emits tiny scream. Turn, spy explodes. 5-foot radius. Every square around me. So pretty much just Pylo. Can I have a basic reflex save of 16 DC, sir?
How much higher than him am I?
It's on the floor next to you, so it's relative.
No, this is the one I picked up and dropped down, isn't it?
Oh, the tables? The tables are, workbench level because you're actually higher. If you were back from the edge, I might give you some cover. You could argue some cover, but since you're at the edge, sorry, no.
The reflex?
Yes, sir. For half damage.
It is a 25.
Well, that sounds pretty good. Incoming D10. Kapiff. 3 points and a half. 1 point.
How?
Ping. It's big. Everyone dies for it. Oh, a little shard goes into your ankle bone. Oh, shit. Which now brings us to, where's Pylo? Pylo, full health. Not anymore. 1 point.
1 point off.
Battle wounds. Round 4. Charwin. Normally I would finish the episode, but guys, you are so close. Yeah. Do something amazing.
Water didn't work. Let's try that acid again.
Okay, you pull out a tab and stick it on your tongue and have a really trippy battle.
I spit acid out of my mouth at him.
Okay.
Excuse me. Looks like he failed.
Failure for 18. Okay.
So full damage. 1.
Oh.
Okay.
Little spray and it burns. Hey, at least you're fighting. Anything else, sir?
You know what? I could actually use my... No, I can't. Nope. I won't do anything else. Well, I'll... try a recall knowledge.
Okay. There you go.
This would be... Ooh, I don't even know what this would be. Nature.
Clockwork is Arcana? No. Crafting.
Probably.
Yeah, I guess it'd be crafting, yeah.
All right. Untrained.
Okay. You've never seen a model like this. You've never seen octopus tentacle arms because they don't have DC Comics out yet. It's just not really like the models you've seen. This is like maybe he's building something new, and it doesn't act and move like, you know what I mean? Like in the 2 seconds you have to recall knowledge, just there's no aha moment yet. So fail. Sorry. Pylo.
Okay, so I see that guy still standing there, like after the little explosion, and man, my plan didn't work. Is he? Would you say he's 15 feet away? Does that count as 15, or is it because he's low right now?
No, I'll say 15, but I will give you a +1 to attack because he's on higher ground. I forgot to give that to Speigler. Speigler missed terribly, so the +1 wouldn't have helped him, but since you're looming. Well, see, when I was on the table, I'm practically the same level as you guys, right? And now Speigler moved down, so I don't think I only Speigler any +1s, but anyway, give me a +1 for higher ground. Yeah. +1 higher ground for anything you want to do.
All right. Well, I will take a look at this guy here. Now, a question for you. When it says heightened +2, does that mean I have to heighten it twice to get extra stuff, or how does that mean?
So you need to be 2 levels above, like
2 spell rank levels. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
you
So if it's a cantrip, I have to be level 4 or whatever, level 2, level whatever it is.
You use a second level spell slot to heighten a cantrip at +2.
No, his cantrips would automatically be. So yeah, if it's heightened +2, you're going to second level spell, you should be heightened.
So it should be, so because I'm level 4, it levels my half my level rounded up, so it'll be level 2. So when I cast a cantrip, it'll be a level 2 cantrip.
Yeah, you guys should look at your spells and maybe like manually redo the damage. I guess because when you you can go into a spell, open it up, and maybe affect the damage, and cap all your cantrips. Top them up to your levels if you can.
It looked like it may do it automatically.
Okay, hey, if it does, great.
Yeah, if it's a cantrip you're going to cast, Troy, it should do it automatically.
Okay, I will see what happens then, because I'm going to look at this guy and go, the Bree priestesses aren't happy. We will destroy you. We will give you money if you don't take an archetype in our class. How's that sound? The church will give you cash to pay you to stay away from the faith. How's that sound? Just saying that they will be unhappy with it. Just say I was there. The Bree people will be unhappy if you are doing this.
One of my singing from a previous episode. I strongly feel that. Sure, man.
And, I'll cast Haunting Him at this creature, which is a 15-foot cone that does, I guess, verbal, or what is it?
Sonic damage.
Sonic damage, yep. Equal to...
everybody's got a weakness, including me.
With a basic fortitude save.
Okay. Cast spell? There should be like a casting button in said spell. I've got a target for you. Fantasy Grounds will take care of the fortitude save.
Roll. I don't know why it's asking me to roll. I guess it did there it goes, a failure. Okay.
Right, so the DM is to roll a fortitude because it's in your spell, but Fantasy Grounds does the roll for me. That's why when you push the button, it's almost like you get to roll dice, but you're forcing a roll on the monster. So it says, Human Construct saves a 15 versus Pylohizos and is a failure. Care to push the Teardrop Blood of damage button
40.
damage? Oh, okay. Hey, and it didn't resist any. No, I mean like it didn't negate any of that. Ping.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
And then after that, I will. What else we got available here to me? What else we have? No one's near me.
Is that 4 points heightened?
That I don't know. It's my spell ability modifier. What is it? My it deals damage equal to my spellcasting ability modifier. Where do I find that number?
As a bard, right?
Yeah.
The combat.
Charisma?
What's your charisma mod?
Charisma's +4, so it should be +8 then. So it should have did it double.
Wait a minute.
Well, you said it was a heightened +2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not just one spell level, it's 2. So you have to be casting level 3 spells to get a heightened.
Is that how? Because I'm level 4 right now.
Because cantrips are folded into first level spells.
A spell you can cast at will that is automatically heightened to half your level rounded up. So does that mean I have to be level 6 in order to get it heightened at level 2? That's what I'm trying to figure out here. That's why. What does that +2 mean?
Sure.
I think it's 5. I think level 5.
We'll have to look into it. But
Level 4 would put it at +2 to a level.
Trust Fantasy Grounds. I mean, it gave Eric bonus damage. If it rips it off from you, maybe Fantasy Grounds is leveling the playing field. We will have to look into this, but you're opening a bigger can of worms than we got time for tonight, Pylo. So
no worries. 4 damage, and then got 1 action left. I'll draw my whip just in case.
Okay. Andreas, Stoutbeard. To end the night, to end the show, before I retaliate, next episode with the full brunt of what this monster has left, can you end it now? Can you do something to save everyone in a single round? What do you do?
He will do his best here. We will take a step forward, bash it with our hammer, and then raise our shield.
Not gonna lie, I was hoping for something more, but slow and steady wins the race. I'm also trying to draw spells out of you guys, because later on, oh shit, we're out of spells. That's right. Then the big thing comes and eats you. Okay. Swing. And...
I use a hero point.
Okay. That was a miss for 12. Hero
Yeah,
point.
sorry.
That's fine. Hero point.
How
Oh,
do I do that
he's
again?
using his bonus hero point. Done.
Okay.
I'm going to give you one because you had 2.
There you go. Much better.
So you know how you
23.
the actual hero point is listed on the top of your sheet. You actually click on the little like window of hero pointedness, and it does it. 8 points, but only 3 partially resisting because basic bludgeoning and bashing. It seems somewhat resistant as the piercing / bludgeoning bullets and your bludgeoning hammer. The armor, its constructiveness, its rib plating seems to deflect the kinetic energy of the. I just have damage resistance.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
And
That
we
makes
will
sense.
see you all next time.